What's good, everybody? This your boy Blackout Jones, and I'm here to talk about the 2025 Tennessee football schedule this upcoming season. And also, I'm going to kind of dip my toes into the transfer portal. I've been trying to stay away from it, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it today. That and so much more here at Just Shooting the Sport.
I'm off the leash now. I'ma go get it now. I'm all gas, no brakes now.
As I mentioned at the top of the program, I am going to talk about the 2025 Tennessee football schedule, along with the transfer portal news and happenings that have been going on at the University of Tennessee. But let's go ahead and start out with the transfer portal. As you may know, during the winter portal time frame, we ended up losing like 18 players. And I want to say 13 on scholarship, the likes of Caleb Perry, Squirrel White, Holden Stays, Gaston Moore, Jason Jenkins, Cam Selden, Christian Harrison, Nate Spillman, Nathan Leacock, Jalen Smith, Jordan Matthews, Chase Nimrod, Caleb Webb, Khalifa Keith, and Bison Lane. In the meantime, we ended up gaining some players from the portal in regards to Amari Jefferson from Alabama, Wendell Moore from Arizona, and also we got Star Thomas from Duke and Sam Pendleton from Notre Dame. And then just a couple days ago, we ended up getting Colton Hood from the University of Colorado, which I feel like was a big pickup, including after we just lost Jacoby Thomas to the Miami Hurricanes. Now, the Jacoby Thomas situation, at one point, Tennessee was his dream school. That's where he wanted to go. He got here, and then all of a sudden he wants to go ahead and go into the portal. Now, I've heard news coming out of Tennessee that, he's having some family issues, and he felt like whatever he was making at Tennessee just wasn't enough. So he decided to enter the portal and hopefully go to a school that would get him a bigger bag. I mean, if it's in a case of where you need to take care of your family, okay, fine, that's cool. But if it's just a case of, hey, I just want to go get a bag and you feel like you're just not that good enough, then that's a whole nother story. But that's nor here nor there. On top of that, we also ended up losing the likes of Larry Johnson, offensive tackle, which I felt like would have possibly been a starter this year. But what I've been hearing out of camp is that David Sanders Jr. has come to play, and he is doing a phenomenal job. And I think Larry Johnson just pretty much may have saw the writing on the wall, like, hey, I'm going to be a backup and I'm not going to be able to start. So let me go ahead and enter in the portal. And he committed to the Colorado Buffaloes, which he will be able to start. Because let's be honest here, their offensive line is still not good. The only person they really got is Jordan Seaton, and that's it. So, good move for him. I'm not mad at it. Go do what you do, man. Get your playing time and do well. We ended up also losing Dayton Sneed, who was a walk-on receiver. He ended up committing to North Carolina. And we also lost, like we already said, Christian Charles, but we also lost, Christian Charles. We lost him. He committed to Virginia. And then we also lost John Slaughter, safety, and he committed to Colorado. Now, we talked about this before, transfer portal, why these players leave. One, because they want the bag. Two, because they're not getting starting time. It's not like the days of old, like when we were coming up, where, somebody stayed at the university and they worked their way through until they got their starting position. Those days are long gone. Ain't nobody got time to be sitting for 1, 2, 3 years and then finally start their last year. They're trying to get playing time now. Reasons, hey, want to try to get film for the NFL, want to be able to make it to the big leagues. I get it. Then there's other reasons that I don't agree with, just because I just want a bigger bag. Y'all not paying me, so I need to go somewhere else. And for what? To what? Not start? Because in most cases, some of them don't even start when they go to another school. But that's nor here nor there, So it is what it is. Good luck to those kids, man. Good luck in your future playing days. Hopefully, you know, you better make it to the league. But in regards to, you know, when they say I'm always be ball for life, no, you're not. You're not ball for life. I'm sorry. You know, everybody else may have a different opinion about that, but my opinion stands. You're not ball for life. Ball for life is someone that comes to the University of Tennessee and they're about the brand, they're about the program, and they give their all. And they're there 3, maybe 4 years. If you leave early to go to the league, that's fine. I get it. Most people do that. You know, so and those people, you're a ball for life. But when you just get there 1, 2 years, like Nico, and you say you'll always be this or be that, no, you won't be this or be that because the way you played it, no, ball for life ain't about that. But anyway, let's go ahead and I'm trying to see if I missed out on anybody else that may have come into the fold as of right now. I know that we are still trying to get some receivers. Not sure how that's going to work out. I know we keep talking about the guy from Cal, whether he'll commit. I know he was there. We'll say this last weekend. What was it? A couple days ago that he was visiting the University of Tennessee. So we'll see. I know Star Thomas had a lot to say about him, saying he was a baller. So we'll see how that works out. I mean, everything. I always hear this, and I know y'all do too. Well, yeah. You know that the player said, man, this was like one of the greatest experiences, and you know Tennessee is really high on my list, and I had a great visit, and you know, man, they just blow me away. Do they sign 9 times out of 10? No. You know, I thought sometimes I feel like Tennessee is sometimes a stepping stone to try to get somewhere else, to try to, you know, strong arm another team. You know, in the case of one wide receiver, you know, he came to Tennessee. I don't even think he even made a visit. I think he ended up committing to Louisville, you know. So it's like one of those situations. Like if other school get just a notion that you may go somewhere, oh, they're going to drop the bag. Just depends. But you also got to look at it on the bright side, too. Are those players that committing to other schools even worth the bag? Because there have been some players that even at their previous school, they wasn't really that guy. You know, so you can't don't get it, you know, misconstrued that or get upset, oh, we wasn't able to get this guy or we wasn't able to get that guy. There's reasons why we probably weren't even trying that hard to get that guy or this guy. So you got to really look at it from that standpoint. But anyway, enough of the transfer portal. Let's get to the schedule. So 2025 football schedule is in effect. Do we have a lot of holes we need to fill? Yes, we do. Quarterback, we don't know what that's going to look like. DBs, we definitely don't know what that's going to look like because we have lost a lot of DBs and we haven't had a lot to come back and come, you know, to come in within the transfer portal. Now, do we have some guys that are in year 2? Yes, we do. That can play that position? Yes, they can. But they weren't starters last year. They didn't come in and play mop-up duty. So we're going to see how that turns out. And who knows? They may be like a Jabbar McCoy. You know, they may be better than what we had last year, just like what I said last year before I started this, you know, whole podcast. I felt like the DBs that transferred in 2022 or no 23. I felt like the DBs that we had coming in 2024 were way better than them, and it worked out, except for a couple of games, especially the Ohio State game. But they were a lot better back there in the secondary. But that also had to do with the front line too, the defensive line. You know, sometimes when you have a great defensive line, whatever weaknesses you may have, they don't get exposed. But if you have a weak defensive line, you will get exposed in the secondary if you are who you are. But you know, it is what it is. But we got a lot to clean up. We got a lot to replace. So what my thoughts and what my thoughts were for this season, they changed a little bit. Now, are we better than what we may think we are? It's possible. Or are we going to become worse than what we were before all these transfers took place, especially the Nico situation? Well, we're just going to have to see. So on the schedule, we have Syracuse, ETSU, Georgia, UAB, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Alabama, Kentucky, Oklahoma, New Mexico State, Florida, and Vanderbilt. So the first game, Syracuse. Mercedes-Benz, August 30th. Syracuse is coming in with an unknown as well at QB. Now, last year, they did really well. I want to say their record was, not sure what their record was, but really don't care. It ain't even about that right now. But they did pretty good last year. And I think they're going to be a well-coached team coming into this game. So, we'll just have to see. But I truly believe that Tennessee will win this game. I won't say easily, but I would be shocked if we do win easily against this Syracuse team that's coming in. But it's the first game of the season. There's no preseasons. This is just what it is. So you may have a preseason look with both teams in a regular season game. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Syracuse. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Tennessee Volunteers to go ahead and win this game and start out 1-0. ETSU 2-0. We ain't gotta talk about nothing else. Now the Georgia game. Now usually we play these guys early in the season, usually we play these guys later in the season. And during the Josh Heupel era, we've lost every game. So, do I believe we can win this game? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I know it's early. I know it's a home game. Maybe that works into our advantage. We'll just have to see. Because Georgia, I know they're going to have a couple of games before they play us. I want to say they got Clemson this year. Let me see. Let me look at their schedule. Let's see. Because let's look at Georgia's schedule here. Who they have. So they have Marshall, Austin Peay. So they're not playing nobody, basically. So, yeah. So, we got Syracuse. So, we'll have at least one game that we're playing someone. So, they kind of get us ready, for the Georgia game. But you know what? I'm just going to go out on a limb, man. I think this team here, I think we'll beat Georgia. And we'll be 3-0. Then we have UAB, 4-0. Mississippi State, 5-0. Even though we're playing in Starkville, I don't believe in Mississippi State right now. And even though their coach, Jeff Libby, used to be the offensive coordinator under Judge Heupel at UCF, he pretty much runs the same system. So I think that works to our advantage because that's who we practice against. So I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to go ahead and get that win. It's going to be 5-0. The Arkansas game, we owe them one, 6-0. And Madden better be glad he transferred to UCLA as well because he was going to F around and find out. Unfortunately, by way of his brother doing what he did, and then both of them did the same thing. So it is what it is with the Iamaleava family. Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa. One thing about us, we have issues on the road. We've been having issues on the road for a very long time. I think the last time that we really won a significant game on the road in Tennessee history, I would have to say the Hail Mary in Georgia. Everything else has been a reoccurring effect. We just can't win on the road. I don't even count Kentucky because we're Kentucky's daddy. So we always beat them on the road, home, neutral site, middle of the sea. It don't matter. We're going to beat Kentucky on the road. So I don't really call that significant. Oklahoma, it would have been significant if Oklahoma was a bona fide great team last year, but we found out they're just not that good. So that really it was significant for Josh Heupel. I'll say that much. It was significant for him going back home, a program that he won a national championship with. I'll go with that. But in regards to the team, no, it wasn't that significant. But Alabama, I don't know. I don't believe in Ty Simpson. I really don't. So I'm going to say that we're going to get Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Yes, sir. Which at that point will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-0. Kentucky, Lexington, 8-0. Oklahoma, 9-0. 11-0. New Mexico State. Not even going to talk about that. 11-1. Florida Gators, Gainesville. We just can't shake it. I'm sorry. We can't shake it. We just can't shake it. And I know y'all probably going to be mad at this. And y'all going to be like, well, how's that? I'm going to tell you how's that. Because we've had the better team for Even we've had the better team, even during the Butch Jones era, against the Florida Gators. And for some odd reason, we still can't beat them on the road. We still can't beat them in Gainesville for whatever reason. Y'all remember the year when we were up, 27-14, looking like we was about to win. I want to say that was the 2015 year. And in under 7 minutes, they come back and win. Just like that. And even with Hendon Hooker, and then, 2 years after that, Hail Mary in the back of the end zone. Whatever can happen will happen in Gainesville, and I'm not confident. So 11-1, that's where we at. Vanderbilt, 12-1. So I truly believe we have the if we're not 12-1, then we're 11-2. Easy. There shouldn't be no letdowns. But in the Josh Heupel era, we have had issues of having a letdown game. Last year, we had no business losing to Arkansas. No business losing to Arkansas at all. At all. No business losing to Arkansas. No, it's things like that that makes you just be like, well, what are we doing? What are we doing? 2022, we had no business losing to South Carolina. None. I don't give a damn where we playing at. I don't give a damn about the sandstorm. Shouldn't have lost. Plain and simple. 2021, ain't no damn reason we should have lost the Pitt. If we had a different quarterback, we wouldn't have. But we had no reason losing the Pitt at home. No reason. At all. So things like that happen. And the one game that I may see on this schedule where we can probably possibly slip up, none of them. None whatsoever. 12-1. At best, 11-2. And back in the college football playoffs. So that's my preview, and that's my prediction. What are y'all thoughts? What is your prediction? Especially with my Tennessee fans. What is your thoughts on this prediction that I made? Especially the haters, the others. I know what y'all thoughts are. Y'all probably gonna say, man, 8-4. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some Tennessee fans say we might have a 7-win season. I just think we're better than that. And I think we'll rally around it. And I truly believe whoever is the quarterback, we're going to put him in a position to succeed. Because, granted, we got to change our offensive philosophy. Got to. Everybody's on it now. Got to change it. But you also got to have a quarterback, have to have a leader that's able to get the ball where it needs to be. And you have to have wide receivers that are going to be able to catch the ball when it gets there for this to be a successful season. Defensively, secondary is still a question. Once again, we're back at that again. Talking about the secondary again. Don't make any sense. Linebackers, I feel like we got the best. Defensive line, I still feel like we got the best. Secondary, especially with Jamar McCoy, and we don't really know what his return is, people going to have to step up. And step up quick. Because before you know it, August 30th will be here. And you got to be ready to play. But anyway, hey, please follow, like, subscribe, share, comment. This your boy Blackout Jones. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate my subscribers. I appreciate everyone that takes that even takes a listen, even if it's just for 30 seconds, just for a minute. I still appreciate you. And with that being said, this your boy. Just shooting the sports. Let's go. And let's get it. But also, let's not forget, go Big Orange, go Vols.